Folks, we have a tornado warning for part of Grant Parish. So let's go up there and see what's happening with that. We'll zoom in really closely so you can see who's affected with this. Looks like right now this is limited to the southwest part of Grant Parish and, of course, the south part of Grant Parish, pretty much all the way almost to LaSalle Parish, but you see it cuts off a little bit more right there. Some of the locations included in this would be Colfax, Iraq, Baghdad. We got Creola, Magnolia Park, Sims, looks like Nugent, right on the Rapides border there, and then farther to the north into Bentley, Pollock, Creola. We have Dry Prong also included in this. Faircloth, you're right on the edge. So usually I say folks who are not necessarily in the warden but are very close, pay attention and do your safe space and that type of thing. So if you're in this area, Camp Hartner, Antonia, and Pollock, what you should do is go ahead and go to your safe space. You want to stay low. You don't want to get upstairs or in the attic or anything like that. Remember, the tornado winds are usually stronger as you go down. And so if basements are best, but we know the basements in Louisiana aren't a practical thing many times. So stay on the first floor. You need to stay away from windows. You need to stay away from doors that open to the outdoor. You also need to stay away from vehicles that don't travel in this warned area, certainly in these type conditions. So no travel, and go to the central part of your location, of your dwelling. So a closet or bathroom that is not attached to an exterior wall. An interior situation is always the best because that offers the most protection from tornadic winds. So looks like the tornadic signature is right in this particular area, as we see. And again, we're seeing, let me outline that for you. This is the part of the storm that we're watching right here. You kind of can see a notch right in that particular area, and that notch, of course, is indicating that there could be some rotation with this, and that's the justification for pulling out the tornado warning. And this is valid until, looks like, there we go, 11:45, so about 24 minutes more of the tornado warning. It's kind of a short warning. Many times tornado warnings are issued for an hour. This one indicative of kind of the quick spit up type of situation that we saw with that. And again, the tornado warning for portions of Grant Parish. This is including the area around Colfax, Caitlin, Fairmont, Baghdad, going into a little closer. Let's see. We can go into Rock Hill, of course, Creola, Bentley, Oak Grove, Dry Prong, Faircloth, Fairfield, almost to Lutz, so Waddell, and we'll put Aloha in that as well. Williana, you're just to the north of that warning boundary. Camp Hartner, we'll put that in there. Breezy Hill, you're close enough to kind of go to your safe space or keep an eye on things. Sandsboro, Antonia, Pollock. We are seeing Sims and Nugent, Prospect community also in this, and it goes all the way to the Rapides Parish line. Nothing in Rapides is included within this warning. This is exclusively for Southwest and South Grant, as you see there. Looks like probably a few little hail cores indicative. One looks like it's about right there near Dry Prong. Also, another smaller one around Sand Spur. All this is moving to the east and to the northeast. So I want to locate the more dangerous part of the storm right now and follow this into Grant Parish. And what I'm going to need to do is go to the velocity signature for this and go back to the analysis and put the velocity on. And let's see. Here's the contrast that we're looking at. Doesn't look like too big a contrast area there, and right in this particular area, don't see really too much of a couplet with that. So that's indicative of maybe a weak situation. We certainly hope that's the case. Let me go to the storm relative velocity there and see what we can glean from that product. And again, it looks mostly like some strong wind there, not a well-defined product. We do see a little bit there near the Oak Grove area, a little bit of contrast there, some lighter shades next to some darker shades. So again, this is continuing to progress. The individual cell movement is to the northeast. The whole system, as you kind of see, kind of shifting toward the southeast there. So again, the warned area, if you're in these particular locations in Grant Parish, then you are in the tornado warning. And let me zoom right back out so we can kind of see that. And I'll go back to the reflectivity product. Okay, so there is the warned area. Once again, Fairmont, Caitlin, Baghdad, Colfax, Rock, Loa. Going into Faircloth, we go in toward Dry Prong. Looks like Fairfield is also included there, coming in a little bit closer. Oak Grove, Bentley, all up Highway 167. Of course, this is Highway 71 affected there. So do not get out and travel in the warned area. Prospect, Community, Creola, Rock Hill. We have Magnolia Park, and then going over to the east, Nugent, Sims, Pollock. I'm going to put Fishville in there, right on the edge there. And then Antonia and Sand Spur, Camp Hartner, also kind of in the northeast corner. Breezy Hill, you're close enough to kind of keep an eye on things. Linscomb, you're pretty close to that as well. And then going up in toward Georgetown, Selma, and Mudville, you're not in the warned area, but you got some storms happening there. Expect some lightning and some gusty wind, maybe even some small hail. Again, the tornado warning remains intact. Tracking signatures, I don't see the signature there as well. Let me look on this radar indication right here. Has maybe a little bit better definition that I can see. And again, it looks like I don't see the same type of signature that I saw earlier. And so my indication is that the situation has weakened some, which is good news. Let me check the NWS chat real quick here for just a minute and see what's happening on that. Let's see if there's any update. Okay. I don't see anything new on that particular part of the warning. So, all right. So I'm going to go back to the radar and just kind of repeat the warning that I've had up here for you. And again, we'll take another look at the warning. So what you should do if you're in this warned area is, first of all, you should stay low. Don't go up to the upstairs or anything like that. You also want to get centrally located. You ought to get somewhere close to the center part of your dwelling. The best place to be there is if you have an interior closet or an interior bathroom. So those are really good places that the wind sometimes in a tornado and any strong wind situation like that, the wind kind of tears the structure away around the central point. So you want to get centrally located in a bathroom or closet. And of course, stay on the first floor. Basements, we know about basements in Louisiana, so that's not very practical in many ways. You also want to stay away from windows and doors that open to the exterior. Now, closet door in interior, no, that's fine. But we're talking about doors that open to the exterior. You don't want to be around that because those can blow open. Windows can blow out, of course, in tornado and strong wind. So you don't want to do those two things. You don't want to travel through the warned area. Don't get out and go traveling, go somewhere that you think might be a safer place or something like that. You hunker down. In mobile homes, the best idea is to kind of leave when you have a chance. But with something like this, when it's already on top of you, then it's best to kind of hunker down. And sometimes it's best to even evacuate mobile homes if you can. That would be in an emergency situation. So again, the communities affected include the Rock, we all the way up to the Aloha community, and then back down Colfax, McNeely, Raven Camp, Catlin, Fairmount, and then headed eastward along Highway 71. Looks like Magnolia Park, Rock Hill. We have Baghdad community, and then going all the way up in toward Oak Grove to the north, and Fairfield and Faircloth, Dry Prong, almost to Lutz. We got down 167. Bentley, you're in this warned area, as well as Creola and Prospect going down Highway 167 to the Rapides and Grant Parish border. Rapides not included in this tornado warning at this point. And then going eastward to Highway 165, we have Nugent, Sims, Pollock, Fishville, and then going into farmland, Antonia, Sand Spur. This is all up 167 in Camp Hartner. We got Halcott just right on the northeast edge there, as well as Breezy Hill and Linscomb. So you folks are close enough to this to kind of keep an eye out on things. And again, heavy storms, rain going all the way over to White Sulphur Springs. All right, let's look at the situation once again here. And I don't see anything any worse happening here. I see, looks like kind of stop this for just a second. See just a little bit of a kind of a notchy situation there would be indicative of some weak rotation, I would think. So again, going to keep the tornado warning going, and let me check out the NWS chat and see what is going on there from those folks. Okay. Yeah, it's looking to me like sometimes what happens is, let me put this back in motion. So go back about an hour. This southeasterly motion, the downdraft is going to undercut the updraft sometimes. And so when that happens, the updraft is the lifeblood, the fuel, gives energy and life to the thunderstorm cell. When you cut that off and cut the energy source away from that, then the storm weakens. And so I think that's what's happening here with this particular situation at 11:31. Looks like Shreveport is still keeping that up, but it looks like the most intense portion of that is in the Antonia and Creola and Pollock areas, as I was pointing out, right in here, where you can see that notch go into a little bit right in there. So the most intense part of this is laying right in this particular area. And again, there's that little notch, which indicates that there's still a little bit of rotation left, but it's not as strong as it was. So again, we're going to wait for Shreveport, see what they do with the tornado warning. And I think that they went ahead and, did they go ahead and cancel that? Yeah. All right. So that's what I was saying, folks, that has weakened. And so let me zoom out just a little bit more for you. So you can get a little bit bigger picture of that. And so, yeah, we're not seeing anything that we're most concerned about right now. Thunderstorms, could be some gusty winds still left over for that, some small hail not out of the question. Let's look at how much lightning it's pumping out. There's some strikes, but that is not what I would call frequent lightning. But remember, it only takes one, so stay indoors. Even as the tornado warning has been taken down, stay indoors and stay away from windows, and still not wise to travel through any of this unless you just absolutely have to under some circumstances. All right, so with the tornado warning down, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And if anything else happens, then I'll be back on to tell you about it. And thanks for being with me.